Hi everyone, I'm Maddie with Temple of Geek here at San Diego Comic-Con, and I am talking to Matt Bowen. How are you today?
I'm doing phenomenal. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. How does it feel being here at San Diego Comic-Con?
It's, I was going to say exciting. That feels like so generic. I was born and raised in San Diego, so it's kind of crazy to come home, and I'm actually staying with my parents, and then to be able to come here is particularly special just to see. I've never seen this side of San Diego, even though I grew up here.
Well, welcome back. That's really amazing. Very cool. So you are the composer for The Boys and Gen V. What does composing for something so intense look like?
Great question. So first of all, quick clarification, I'm the co-composer for those two. I work on those with somebody named Chris Leonards. He actually started The Boys on his own, and I've been a part of the productions since day one. But we co-scored Gen V together, and then we co-scored the most recent season of The Boys. But yeah, been around since day one, and writing for something so intense is, well, first of all, there's a lot of, this might sound bad, there's a lot, from a scoring standpoint, there's almost a similar sensibilities in comedy, where the best move is to get out of the way, because they're already doing enough on screen, so there's a lot of that. And then, of course, a lot of times we are commenting on the violence, and a lot of times we're doing that with distortion, we're doing that with some off-kilter instruments. There's a lot of, we have a saying that if the instrument is meant to be plucked, we should bow it. If it's meant to be bowed, we should pluck it, just so it just feels odd. And then we do a lot of pitch bending, where we'll go to travel to Nashville, and we record this beautiful orchestra, it's pristine, and we bring it home, and then we mess with it, and we distort it, and we bend it, and it kind of works well in this world, and it fits their mindset of what you see on screen.
Yeah, absolutely. And the music and sounds are so important in storytelling for sure, especially in something like this. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it takes. When it comes down to it, the showrunner Eric Kripke and then Michelle Vasikas, who runs Gen V, they have a razor sharp vision of what it should be. And so, we're fitting into their vision as best as possible and help just bringing that to life.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do you draw inspiration for these shows?
It really, as cheesy as it sounds, it just leaps off the screen. I mean, it's so obvious what these scenes need to be. Now, granted, the big caveat to that is once you've established the sound of the show, and that is a challenge. That's a challenge on any show. Creative challenge on establishing the sound. So, but that is a creative nut to crack. But once you've got that, the scenes are just, they're so immaculately written and performed and edited and shot. They kind of tell us what to do.
Absolutely. So now, does the process of composing look different depending on like the genre of story?
Absolutely. There's the biggest difference is when you are getting a cut to work on it. So in something like Gen V or The Boys, a lot of times we are working on stuff that doesn't have the special effects in them, or the visual effects. And so that, they'll just be like, just imagine this is happening. But the edit is in place and all the timing is in place. So that can be kind of a fun challenge and to working on a show with the effects like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you find yourself favoring one genre over another?
It almost sounds like a cop-out answer, but it's whatever the show needs. I mean, that's really honestly my favorite part about composing is there's not a genre that I'm trying to fit that square peg into a round hole. It's what does the show call for? And on The Boys, it was a kind of a punky, garagey, distorted, nasty, warped. Is that enough adjectives?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just what the show called for. Whether I happen to love that all of those genres, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, very cool. Thank you so much, Matt, for taking the time to talk.
It was great talking.
Yeah, thank you.